Over the past week, the crypto market has been having a really tough time. Mt. Gox has been said to be blamed, as well as the German government. If you were to read the news headlines, you'd go nowhere near the crypto market. Always remember, the news reports on what has happened, not what is going to happen. And just because bad things happen, it doesn't mean that you can't do well. In this video, I'll take you through some trades that I've been doing. I want to show you that you can make money at any time inside the crypto market. It doesn't matter what the news is saying, and you can do it going long at spot, which many would say is utterly impossible given the recent price action inside crypto. But not only is it possible, I'm going to show you how to do it. Let's run the numbers. Welcome back, everybody. I'm Ken from Crypto Trading KS and the CTKS method. My goal is to help you to become more of a financial and emotional blessing to yourself and those you love. Each day, I share knowledge you won't find anywhere else on YouTube, from my nearly 4 decades inside financial markets. If you want to become an institution of one, please smash that like button and don't forget to subscribe. A lot of people become addicted to the news because they think the news will report what is happening, and more particularly why it happened. One thing to always understand, those people who move the market have already made their profit by the time things filter into the news. Now, what does this mean? It means if you're looking for an edge in the news, you've already missed it. Ken, hang on a second, everybody says you should watch the news. Absolutely, watch the news indeed, but don't think it's going to give you an edge. In the last couple of videos, I've explained how I made money inside the crypto bear run as it's appearing at the current time. I also went through a couple of trades that I've been doing in the past 24 hours on each of those particular videos, and I showed real trades and real outcomes from my actual trading history. I also explained the process I go through in order to create profitability inside a turbulent market. I would very much urge you to watch what's to come and make money going long at spot now. More trades on Bitcoin, BTC, as well as the other video. Is the bottom in Saylor and Fink interviews crypto, Bitcoin, and alts. Inside our community, we believe in buying on red and selling on green. You can see a lot of the cryptos have come down, and they've come down quite significantly. But even though that's the case, it doesn't mean that you can't make profit. You can make profit if you know what you're doing. In this video, I want to really help you to get a handle on what you can do to make money day after day after day, if you wish. There's a myth that you need to overcome to be a successful trader, and it's a psychological myth. A lot of people think that when you sell, somebody else benefits, and when you buy, somebody else is losing. This couldn't be further from the truth. When you enter the market, you do so voluntarily. If you want to sell at a particular level and somebody else wants to buy at that particular level, that's a good deal for them, and it's a good deal for you. A lot of people think, oh, investing is far, far better. Well, investing in a bull run, yes, that's a good idea, and you should invest and trade, not just do one or the other. But the concept is, when you're investing, you hold on for a long time, and then you sell some point in the future. What's the difference between that and trading? Absolutely nothing. You're still buying, you're still selling. Oh, but traders take other people's money and investors make other people money. Hang on a second, they're both the same activity, aren't they? Oh, no one's ever said that before. Traders are very important to financial markets. They provide liquidity. Without liquidity, your investment would tank. Oh, but the tax department says investors and traders are different, so therefore they're different. Well, it might be different to a tax office, but it's no different in terms of operation. If you buy and then you sell, it doesn't matter what time period this is, you're doing the same activity. If you sell your house, you sell your car, you sell jewelry, you sell whatever you're selling, the other person is not losing by buying. This is just life. Don't think that anything new applies to the trading and investing industry. It doesn't. Okay, with that said, I'm going to show you some trades. These trades occurred on Solana. You can see I leveled in 3 spot levels, buying low and seeking to sell higher. You can see this one has a $306 US profit, 600 and 622. This is all in the span of 24 hours. If you think that this is about $1,500 by 3 levels, that's not a bad day's work. These are some more trades on Bitcoin. You can see I'm just using a standard $10,000 US spot level, and all of these occurred on the 8th, and they were also sold on the 8th. This is Australian time. You can see that this is a 2.67% return, or $267. Here we're seeing a $271 return, and this is just within 24 hours. 275, 308, 293, 275, 273, 141, and 367. Financial markets are literally a license to print money if you know what you're doing. A lot of people say, oh, if only I could turn $100 a day. You can see you can turn a heck of a lot more than that. What is the secret to my success? I understand CTKS structure, and CTKS structure determines price waves. This is a very, very important thing to understand. Not all charts are created equal. The Tier 1 are the engines of financial markets globally. If the Tier 1 charts are starting to splutter, you can be assured that the Tier 2 and Tier 3 charts have already weakened. Also, I need to look very broadly across all markets. I need to know what gold and silver are doing because they're very yield dependent, and Bitcoin is viewed as digital gold. Also, I need to keep my eye on the structural levels of US oil because by nature it is inflationary if oil is going up. If oil is going up, I would anticipate that the DXY is also going up and there would be upward pressure on the US 2 and the US 10-year yield. That could cause negative price momentum to enter the major indices, and the Dow and the Russell are now part of the service, and all levels have been released. If the major indices are weakening, I would expect the stocks, the biggest stocks in the stock market, to be also weakening. So that's an important thing to look for. All we're trying to do is to gain an overall picture where the markets are going, and Bitcoin can be the canary in the coal mine. For sure, there's a lot to look at, but if you want to make the money, there's no other way of doing it. A lot of people ask me, Ken, what do you do when a trade goes incorrectly, goes against you? Well, when you look at Bitcoin from yesterday, this trade went against me big time. It was getting over levels of short-term resistance. It had some good structural support underneath, and I don't have the indicator on at the moment. I'll pop that on in a minute. But the idea was that there looked like there was going to be positive price momentum. So I did what I do. I clustered levels around there, but then price went against me. Now, did I sell those particular levels? No, I didn't. I started to just scale in at or around structural levels. Did I pin the bottom? No, I did not. And what I also did, when I saw that Bitcoin was starting to recover, I lent into Solana, and Solana did really, really well. This is why you want to focus your attention primarily on Bitcoin and then on your beloved altcoins, because it can make you an utter fortune. How did I exit that particular Bitcoin trade? I understood where the structural levels were, and we were coming into some fairly steep structure at that specific time. So I just sold, and then price went down. Did I layer back in at that time? No, I did not. I wanted to see how the markets were reacting. What are we seeing now? There's a bit of a cut over here. That's looking fairly positive for Bitcoin. So, does it mean upward price momentum? Yeah, absolutely. So I did a participation level here, but I'm expecting much lower price behavior and then a fling up. Pretty much what we saw in the last trading session. It may do the absolute opposite, and it may ping up and then ping down. So you've got to be aware the price does what it wants to do, and the news has no idea what it's going to do. When I originally got into Bitcoin, I knew exactly where the structure was, and I was just anticipating that I could just get a bit of a flip up here and exit that, just for a nice little neat profit. But it didn't work. Okay, if it doesn't work, you just dust yourself off and say, okay, on to the next one. And that's exactly what I did. But I had a pretty good understanding by the Tier 1, Tier 2, and Tier 3 charts that we would get a spike, and that's exactly what we got. Now, something is really important in this kind of analysis. If you don't believe in what you're trading and investing in, don't put any money into it. Another thing that you should keep in mind, price is always getting magnetized up to resistance and down to support. If it doesn't have momentum to go up, it's coming back to structural support. And I use these levels as buy levels, at or between them. And it really depends on the momentum inside the markets and also what the Tier 1, Tier 2, and Tier 3 charts are doing. When I trade Bitcoin, I'm not just looking at Bitcoin, I'm looking far and wide. What happens if I buy in here and price moves down to a structural support level? I want that. I definitely want that. I want to buy it. Well, Ken, what if it keeps on going? Fantastic. I want to buy that too. But Ken, what if it crashes? Ooh la la, that's the ultimate buying opportunity. I'm in. Inside the masterclass, I share many rules. Rule 7 is a particularly important one. Buying creates profits. It's where you buy that actually ultimately matters when you're going long at spot. Long at spot simply means that you put real money. You don't borrow. You put your own money in. And you're buying at a specific level and you're selling at a higher level. That's the theory. Typically, when people buy at spot, they don't anticipate a down case and they don't anticipate a neutral case. They only anticipate an up case. And when they put their sell level in, if they even do that, they're already counting the money that they've taken from the market. Please, please don't do that. Don't count anything until it actually happens. And you also need 3 simultaneous strategies in order to be successful. When I go long at spot, I'm buying there, but I anticipate it can go down further. That's all that the crypto market tends to do. It tends to wobble around to the downside and also to the upside. Always remember that you control the trader investment, but the market controls the return. And the market simply pays you if you have the knowledge. If you're gambling, the market will wipe you out sooner or later. Knowledge is everything. Successful trading and investing is part technical and part psychological. You need to have the right mindset. If you exist inside Zone 1 and Zone 2, the blame zone and the panic zone, you're just simply looking for certainty, and you're looking for it in all the wrong places, unfortunately. I know, because I did it too when I first started off. This is really normal. Through learning and through going through the understanding of how markets work, you get a diamond heart as well as diamond hands, and that's really important. You also need to have a mental outlook that is pretty resilient. We call it a diamond mind. There is a huge difference between the rules of losing money, and believe me, there are rules for that, and making money inside Zone 3. But unfortunately, if you make money and then you lose it all, Jesse Livermore is a case in point. What's the point? You must learn the rules of how to keep it as well. That's why Zone 4 is all about positive excellence. We know in this world and in this life, it's not what you make or not what you get out of life, it's who you become. And becoming the best version of you is what trading is all about. When I trade, I move away from certainty and terror and news stories and social media, except for the memes. I love the memes. And so many thanks to our beautiful community who just supplies me with a never-ending stream of memes. You're awesome. Thank you. Moving from certainty, news-based certainty, and retail sentiment-based certainty, which will kill you. It will lose all your money. You need to move into probability and rules. Make your learning the source of your earning, because it always is. If you know the structural levels of support and resistance, and you also have a positive excellence mindset, you will become unstoppable. Our goal inside this community is to become more of a financial and emotional blessing to ourselves and those we love. That's what it's all about. That is our why. Independent thinking is required to become more of a financial and emotional blessing to yourself and those you love. Self-responsibility is a really important thing. Inside Zone 4, we don't look for handouts. We know that there's a price and a cost attached to everything. But the price and cost of ignorance is far, far worse. Therefore, we seek to gain the skills so we can make decisions by ourselves. As you trade and invest, it's really important to have inner peace and outer peace. Remaining calm under pressure is very important. We have to instead focus on our learning, humility, and patience, which means kindness is our default. Gratitude and happiness is our default behavior. The foundation of all success is persistence and commitment. If we're persistent and committed, we'll get there. It's very counterintuitive, but put money in absolute last position. Understanding where the CTKS structure is incredibly important. I wouldn't put on a trade if I don't know where it is. And if you'd like to get the structural levels for all these Tier 1, Tier 2, and Tier 3 charts, it's available from CTKSMethod.org. These are the levels that I use to make the profits I make. I also put many videos inside CTKSMethod.org to help you to understand how to apply CTKS structure. When you understand how to apply it, you will never be scared of the red days. You'll be actually kind of excited. Thank you for being such an awesome global family. And that's the secret word today. It's awesome. And just keep your eyes on the futures. They're starting to bottom out. We could get some awesome action coming back into the markets. It's also really important that you keep your mind very positive. Doing daily positive affirmations for abundance, financial success, and happiness should just be part of your day. Always remember that life pullbacks give you the strength for the next life rally. And always be dedicated and committed, either winning or learning, and never blaming. Today is a new day, and opportunities and life reset day by day. Have a great day or night ahead, my friends, and Kate and I look forward to catching up with you again in the next video. Bye for now.